Listen up, man. You're entering a safe place where men come to recover, recharge, and rewire through voice, story, and sonic medicine. In today's story, you'll hear about two men. Both started as builders. And as most of you know by now, when the Mr. Helpless Brotherhood talks about a builder, we're talking about men who forge their life's foundation so strong, they become the lighthouse. The ones that take a pounding of life's storm waves unmoved. They stand tall, eat clean, hit the gym for themselves, not the gram. They stack competence, charisma, and wins. They're savage in their production and relentless in their growth. That's the builder we're talking about tonight, brother. And in this story, you'll see two of them start at the same point. Same strengths, same drive, same potential, but only one holds the line. One builder stays patient, vets women with discipline, and protects the life he built like a fortress. The other builder, he drops his guard too soon, lets the wrong woman in, and pays the price. In peace, in health, in legacy, and in the mirror. Chapter 1. A king builds his castle first. Before these men met their women, they'd built lives they freaking loved. Not perfect, but steady, grounded, and fun. Homes that felt like sanctuaries and bank accounts that didn't flinch at emergencies. A circle of solid men, earned connections, not weekend warrior bros or flaky acquaintances. Their calendars weren't cluttered with distractions, they were packed with purpose. Work that mattered. Iron sharpens iron conversations with other high-caliber men. Solo missions that fed the soul. When it came to dating, like everything else, it wasn't thirsty, it was thorough. If a woman didn't match their values, their vision, or their vibe, she didn't make it past date one. They were upfront, honest, and used protection. Because real men don't gamble their legacy. No STDs, no oops pregnancy traps, and no chaos. Just clarity. A few fun girls sometimes made the rotation. Wild nights, no future. Others with real potential, but none got access to the deeper layers until they earned it. These men were selective, with women, with energy, with everything. They weren't the kind of men to let someone crash in their space who hadn't earned the code to the door. A woman had to earn her way into their lives and into their hearts. Chapter 2. No jersey without a solid tryout. They watched how she treated waiters, how she handled stress, how she behaved when she didn't get her way. When little disagreements came, he noted whether she sought solutions or stirred drama. He didn't ignore small flags. He filed them away to see if they became patterns. He noticed true disrespect and called it out to see how she reacted, and took note. If it continued, he quickly removed his time and attention. He looked for passive aggressiveness, subtle digs, or backhanded compliments, knowing they often reveal deeper issues. He was very thoughtful about the implications of diving in too quickly, and knew the place in his life and in his heart was earned. In the past, he'd had to let go of women he truly cared about. After 4, 5, 9, even 12 months. Sometimes, it was even those he thought might be invited into his life, because he understood from experience, from the stories of friends, and from the Mr. Helpless Brotherhood, staying the course mattered. He liked himself, needed no validation, and was going to be okay on his own. The stakes were too high. Even if she didn't like how he wouldn't easily commit, that could be a red flag in itself. A year in, he'd seen her highs, lows, the good hair days, and the stormy moods. She respected his space, and that respect deepened attraction. His life remained his own. She was invited in, not blended in. She could feel it. He would leave without hesitation if respect disappeared. He dated with the same discipline he used to build his career. Measured, intentional, and immune to charm rushing the process. He knew getting this wrong wouldn't just affect him. It would teach his family and his children exactly how much or how little he respected himself. He knew this could affect his family for generations. If after a year, she was still consistent, respectful, and aligned, then he would let her in deeper. But he always kept the ability to walk away at any time. Even when they were close, he kept a subtle distance, enough to walk if she ever revealed a side that warned of storms ahead. And because she knew he could walk, she kept bringing her best. She earned her place, and that made her value it more. This strong self-control and vetting elevated them both. Chapter 3. The White Knight's Funeral. The other man started strong, just like the disciplined builder. But by month 3, cracks appeared. Weekends shifted from his hikes and open mats to her errands. Comparison to other men, passive aggressiveness, digs at him, all slipped under the radar. She wanted exclusivity, and he agreed, letting go of the other women he was seeing. He really dug her confident vibe. She was open, funny, and easy to be around. At first, when he visited her, she greeted him with a big smile and a hug. Before long, she sometimes didn't even turn to face him, claiming she was just tired or saying nothing at all. She often hinted at her past trauma, raw, emotional, the victim. She had a good heart, yes. She was empathetic to others' plight. Him being a problem solver and seeing her gentle side, and her bringing her traumas to him, the unresolved pain became his mission. He fell fell into the savior complex, even though he knew he shouldn't. The White Knight, now convinced he could fix her. He disregarded the common knowledge among men. She is who she shows you she is, and you cannot change her. You filter for a woman who is whole, not a project, because she is the only one who can fix herself. When she sedated herself with alcohol or endless scrolling, he let it slide because it helped her relax. Boundaries blurred fast. She met his family, rearranged his apartment, took over the weekends. Soon came nights she dressed provocatively to go out, without him, hung around exes, or surrounded herself with people who didn't respect relationships. When he voiced his concern, she accused him of being controlling. He would never put himself in a position that could compromise his relationship with her, or even give the appearance, and he expected the same. But he didn't enforce this boundary with the lack of his presence and attention. So what he got instead? Cut down, gaslit, dismissed. But he wasn't trying to control her. He was trying to protect her and his peace. What she saw? Weakness. She saw his concern as clinginess, his loosely held boundaries as insecurity. Attraction wilted. She stopped showing up in the sheets unless he almost begged. His need for her validation came across as neediness, and she shifted into a mothering role. And as the Mr. Help Loop's brotherhood knows, she cannot be a lover to a man she has to mother. When he pulled away out of frustration, she turned sweet or sad, leaning on him for comfort. She wanted the best of both worlds, a man who fixed things, took out the garbage, and was always there for her comfort. Yet she could still be a fun girl out on the town. It was the not-so-slow slide from builder to full bamboozlement, the kind of trap that only becomes clear when the cost is staring a man in the face. And here's the kicker. What many, many men have had to learn the hard way. Even if he did fix her, once she got healthy, she'd leave him anyway. Because in her mind, if he loved her when she was a mess, he must be less than her at her best. She must be able to do better. A real man wouldn't tolerate that. A real man would have walked. And now that she's healthy, she's looking for the prince. The White Knight? Yeah, maybe he had a hand in pushing her toward wholeness. But to her, he was just a therapy arc, a season in her life. She's shedding him, like a stuffed animal she clung to through the storms. But now, it just reminds her of who she used to be. And the kicker, as she sheds him, she's excited to try her new vibe out in the dating market. Chapter 4. She tested, he didn't blink. Meanwhile, the first builder grew closer to his woman without losing ground. He didn't play handyman for every inconvenience or sacrifice his mission for her words. He kept vetting as connection deepened, noticing how she handled her own challenges. He required her to meet him halfway, and when she tested, he stayed steady. That boundary wasn't cold, it was respect. She knew he could walk if things turned toxic, and that kept her bringing her best self. Their connection deepened because it was built on mutual strength, not rescue missions. She fell more in love with him because she felt safe in his leadership, not smothered by his sacrifice. The reverse of all the frustration, anxiety, and erosion of attraction seen in the other man's story played out here. He wasn't pushed down, second-guessed, or drained by constant emotional turbulence. Intimacy thrived without negotiation or pressure. Desire stayed alive because he stayed the man she was drawn to from the start. This man felt happy and healthy, his confidence intact. He did not change who he was to keep her, and that consistency, that unshakable frame, kept both of them invested in building something worth keeping. Chapter 5. The Wake-Up Call. After another round of guilt trips, another "you don't understand me" speech, another pointed jab, like "I knew from the beginning you were controlling," it hit him. He thought about the Mr. Helpless brotherhood, the signs, the stories, the lessons. He'd bamboozled himself. He hadn't just been misled, he'd opened the damn door. He gave access to a woman who couldn't love herself, let alone give love to someone else. A woman who, after the honeymoon period, was bound to find fault in him, enough to withhold her full connection. Victimhood was her MO, what she took safety in. Why would it be different with him? This wasn't a rough patch, this was a full-on trap. He's drowning in anxiety, restless in his own bed, focus destroyed, frustration nonstop. Then, he started to remember who he was before the fog. That man didn't perform for validation, didn't bend over backward for breadcrumbs, didn't sacrifice mission for mood. That man was grounded, self-sufficient, dangerous in the best way. He finally realized what most men never do. There are more beautiful, grounded, emotionally healthy women out there than there are masculine, mission-driven, peace-protecting men. He had been the prize all along, yet he'd handed himself over like a clearance item. He led her through his filters in the name of infatuation, and now he was in deep. Would he stay there? Not on our Mr. Helpless is taking this one under their wing. Mr. Helpless isn't here to disparage her. We know how many of these women are deeply wounded. They've survived trauma most can't even imagine, and we feel that. We do. But we're not here to protect her. We're here to protect you, brother. Because if a man doesn't vet for a woman who's already done the work, who's faced her demons and left her patterns in the rearview mirror, then this anxiety is the gauntlet he stepped into. The builder just needed a strong wake-up call, a swift kick in the family jewels. He had lost himself chasing a fantasy, traded his self-respect for scraps of affection, let infatuation and her fleeting approval steer him away from his mission, away from the man in the mirror he used to admire. But that man wasn't gone. He was waking up. And from now on, he knew he would never again trade his peace, his clarity, or his power for the illusion of connection with someone unwilling or incapable of meeting him as an equal. Because a man like him doesn't beg to be chosen, he chooses himself. Chapter 6. It's your move, brother. Are you a builder or a bamboozler? Which do you want to be? You're not here to game her, not here to win her back. You're here to become a man who no woman would ever dare leave again. You must become undeniable. That means leading with purpose, holding your damn frame, and betting long enough to see the truth before anyone gets access to your foundation. Charm isn't proof, chemistry isn't commitment, and a few good times don't mean she's earned the keys to your kingdom. The path is yours. I'm proud of you, brother. Be proud of yourself. Look for sleep meditation loops from Mr. Helpers and hit subscribe for the next story. They're not just sleep tracks, they're reprogramming sessions for the masculine soul. You'll find links to both our book, Mr. Help Loops, the Bamboozler series, and sleep meditation loops in the description below.